Hi, welcome back to Sweets and Beyond. My name is Ida, and today we're going to be making my version of roast chicken. Let's get started. Okay, the first thing you need is a chicken. This is a whole chicken. It's a 5-pound roaster, which I rinsed and I patted dry with paper towels so it's nice and dry. So we're going to set this aside, and we're going to start with the marinade or the mojo that I use for the chicken. We're going to start with adobo. This is my own homemade adobo. So if you want to learn how to make this, go check out my video on how to make adobo. We're going to put 2 tablespoons of my adobo in here. These are 10 cloves of garlic. Here I have a teaspoon of oregano, a teaspoon of cumin, and about half a teaspoon of black pepper. I'm going to put that in. Then we're going to go with the vinegar. This is white distilled vinegar. We are going to use 2 tablespoons of white vinegar. Here you go. And olive oil. I really don't measure the olive oil. Maybe about 1/4 cup. And now we're going to mix this together. We'll be back when this is mixed. Okay, so I already mixed it in. It's kind of slippery. If you can see how it looks right there. So now we're going to put it in. This little, that was smart. Now we're going to put it in. Hey, a blooper. Now we're going to put it in here. And scrape it all off. And the next step would be to add just a little wedge of lime juice. This is 1/4 of a lime. So we're just going to mix this in. And we're going to set this aside because we're going to start working on the chicken. Okay. So here I have my chicken. And I do something different with the chicken. I am going to cut it because it takes too long for it to cook on its own like this whole. So what I do is I find the breast and I will slice through the breast. This is my kitchen scissor. So we'll be back when I cut this open. Okay, so I already cut it open. I know it's unusual for you to take a chicken and cut it in half, but to me it's easier. So what I do is, it's gonna sound gross. I hate this part. You're gonna crack it. Oh, and now see how nice and loose it is? I know it sounds gross. My husband is just grossed out. Okay, so now that you have the chicken like that, now we're going to put the marinade on. And don't worry that I'm using my fingers, my hands, because all this marinade is going to be used up here, and whatever, if there's any left over, I will throw it away because you can't use marinade like that. So now we marinated the back. Now we're going to flip it and we're going to open it and we're going to shove, another technical term, into between the skin and the meat. We are going to put in all this marinade in there. This will remind you of like a pork shoulder. So instead of papochon, this is a chicken chon, if that is a term. So this is all you do. We are going to rub all of this into it, and then we will refrigerate it for at least 2 hours, or overnight is better. So it's all nice. I know it doesn't look good, but it'll taste amazing. So we use all of the marinade. Here you go. Giving a little rub down. And now we're going to put it in a bowl. And we're going to sit this with paper, saran wrap overnight or a couple of hours. We'll be back when this is marinating. Okay, so it's been a couple of hours that this has been in the fridge covered marinating. Preheat your oven to 350 degrees. because we're gonna start, we're gonna put it in the oven. So here is a yellow onion that I'm gonna chop, I'm gonna slice. It doesn't have to be perfect. You need like 1/2 inch wedges because we're going to place them in. This is a broiler pan without the top part that I just sprayed a little with non-stick spray. So now we're going to break up the onion and we're going to place it. The chicken is going to sit on top of this, so this way it won't be sitting in its own juices. So it doesn't matter if you have and it'll give it a little bit of flavor too. So just gonna put this here. Doesn't matter this because we're not gonna eat it. We just want it to layer the bottom. So now here is our chicken, which I said it has been marinating. Oh my goodness, it weighs. We're going to lay it here on top, making sure that it's really spread out. And remember, we had cracked it already. So, oh, my hands are dirty. We'll be right back. I'm gonna get a napkin. Got my napkin. Oh, my hands were really dirty. So now that we have it placed here, we tuck in the little wing parts because one, we don't eat them, and you know they'll burn easily. So I'm just gonna sprinkle a little bit. You see, it's very minor. A little bit of adobo, making sure that all the meat is protected by the skin of the chicken. Okay, so we're gonna sprinkle in there, a little bit in there. And now this is my homemade sazon. You want to give it a little bit of that orangey, brownish color. So all we're gonna do is you sprinkle a little, not that much. Maybe if you're using the packet, less than half a packet. See, the oven is preheated at 350 degrees. So we're just gonna sprinkle a little. We don't need to sprinkle the back part because it's mainly bones. So after you sprinkle it, like I said, you saw it looks like half a package. We're going to rub it in, making sure it'll be nice and coated. So it'll cook quicker, even though it's see, my assistant is giving me a napkin. It'll cook quicker than a normal roast chicken because we opened it up and it has a whole surface to cook. So what we're going to do now is we're going to cover it with aluminum foil, and you're going to bake it for 45 minutes to an hour first. I'm sorry if it's noisy. We're going to bake it for 45 minutes to an hour covered at 350 degrees. Okay, the reason that I'm covering it is because I want it to be nice and juicy and moist, and it'll seal in all the flavors. So in my hands are dirty. In 45 minutes to an hour, we are going to uncover it and we're going to let it cook at least 15 to 20, even 30 minutes until the thermometer in the thigh area reads 165 degrees. That means at 165 degrees, the chicken is cooked. So we'll be back when this is done. Okay, so it took 45 minutes, no, an hour covered, and then for the last 25 minutes I upped the oven to 400 degrees, and look at this. Look how beautiful this looks, and it smells amazing. So what I did was, the reason why I told you to cut it on the breast like that, it's because of this. What you do is the backbone, which I already cut, it'll be like this, and you just cut and you lift up this part and you just cut, and here you have it. So you can cut the leg to the thigh right here, or you can just leave it as is. So here you have it, my version of roast chicken or pollo chon. I have to try a piece. This is my piece anyway, so please remember, look how nice and beautiful this looks. So please remember to like this video and subscribe to my channel. Buen provecho. Sneak another piece. Try it.